Stop, Mum. Stop. That's the flowering.
For the first 12 years of her life, Eve had been given government-funded support to deal with her disability. Physiotherapy, speech training, all the things that would help her as an adult. Her parents pay their taxes. That's what you expect in return. But at the stroke of a pen, a letter in the post, it's all gone. Now Mum and Dad have to find the money, even if they have no idea how.
It's thousands a year. Otherwise it comes down to a case of, well, what can we afford, and do we prioritise Eve's needs or do we prioritise our bill payments? And that's the base question. And that's an awful place to be in as a parent.
Just a decade ago, Ireland had such ambitions. Yet now, people routinely say they feel flattened, defeated by the experience of the banking crash and the bailout that followed. But the government would say the worst is over. 3 years on from the bailout, they insist Ireland is the first of the so-called peripherals, the poor countries in the Eurozone, to prove it has the fiscal discipline to stand on its own again.
Well, I think the market ultimately gives the best assessment as to whether or not we are believed as a country. Just 2.5 years ago, the cost of borrowing 10-year Irish money was 15.5%. The cost of it at the moment is about 3.5%, lower than Italy, lower than Spain, lower than Portugal and Greece, obviously.
For months now, the men from the International Monetary Fund have been living on and off in this luxurious hotel. Every morning they've crossed the road to the Finance Ministry, looking at what they can cut from the budgets. But has it really worked? What exactly are the grounds for this new optimism when the country is in reality poorer rather than richer than it was when the crisis began? In 2008, when the financial crisis began in the United States, Ireland was running debts of around $67 billion, but over the course of the next 5 years, and particularly because Irish banks too started to collapse, that debt quadrupled and now stands at a full $270 billion, or a full 123% of Ireland's gross domestic product. But because the banks have been recapitalised, the Irish government says that it can now leave the emergency bailout scheme run by the International Monetary Fund and the European Union. So the financial recovery here, such as it is, begs the question of what kind of Eurozone Ireland has been so keen to support. The central bank here has been recapitalised. Ireland has plenty of international buyers happy to service its debts. Yet apparently the money no longer exists to help a disabled 12-year-old girl. Laurence, Al Jazeera, Ireland.